So we are on week 16, page number 92. This is chapter 9, how to use the power of your subconscious for wealth. So, Devishri,
Right.
you'll read?
Yes, ma'am. How to use the power of your subconscious for wealth. If you are having financial difficulties, if you are trying to make ends meet, it means you have not convinced your subconscious mind that you will always have plenty and some to spare. You know, men and women who work a few hours a week and make fabulous sums of money. They do not strive or slave hard. Do not believe the story that the only way you can become wealthy is by the sweat of your brow and hard labor. It is not so. The effortless way of life is the best. Do the things you love to do and do it for the joy and thrill of it. I know an executive in Los Angeles who receives a salary of $75,000 yearly. Last year, he went on a 9-month cruise seeing the world and its beauty spots. He said to me that he had succeeded in convincing his subconscious mind that he is worth that much money. He told me that many men in his organization getting about $100 a week knew more about the business than he did and could manage it better. But they had no ambition, no creative ideas, and were not interested in the wonders of their subconscious mind.
My God. The
Well,
beginning of
yes,
the beginning of the chapter itself is, teaching the biggest thing, that it is only your belief system which needs to work, that you deserve it, right? That you deserve it.
yes,
He's such nicely, he's receiving 75,000 yearly, and he's saying that he had succeeded in convincing his subconscious mind that he is worth that much money. He is worth
yes,
that much money. So even, it is like a reverse psychology. If we ask ourselves that, do I really deserve it? It will always say yes. Try it. It will always say yes. Because until unless, at times we really have to ask such questions to ourselves. Don't, if you think that I'm not getting that much of salary or something, you need to ask, am I not worth it? Am I worth much more? So this way, it enhances that mental power of receiving. And secondly, one more thing he has written in the, first point, that if you're trying to make the end meet, it means you have not convinced your subconscious mind, and that you will always have plenty and some to spare. You will always have plenty and some to spare. So what I remember, last week we were having an outdoor Gita session, and there was one of the participants. She was saying that my husband has an issue, that he thinks that money is very hard to come, and what I think that if I give away, I will always remain some. This is exactly saying the same thing. She said उसको लगता है खाली हो जाऊंगा, तो बचा के रखो, मतलब he has become that state of lack, poverty mindset जिसको बोलते हैं. And when she is and she immediately said, I have a belief, I'll always have money. Very easily she was saying. And she actually does a good business. She's an agent, I think LIC agent or something, and she actually makes a good business. So see, this is the kind of belief. Both of them are having such opposites, and I was literally into that. That, oh, this is how beautifully she has expressed that I will always have money. I'll never, go run out of money. Right? Chalo, let's continue.
wealth is of the mind. Wealth is simply a subconscious conviction on the part of the individual. You will not become a millionaire by saying, I am a millionaire. I am a millionaire. You will grow into a wealth consciousness by building into your mentality the idea of wealth and abundance. Your invisible means of support. The trouble with most people is that they have no invincible means of support. When business falls away, The stock market drops or they lose their investments, they seem helpless. The reason for such insecurity is that they do not know how to tap the subconscious mind. They are unacquainted with the inexhaustible storehouse within. A man with a poverty type mind finds himself in poverty stricken conditions. Another man with a mind filled with ideas of wealth is surrounded with everything he needs. It was never intended that man should lead a life of indigence. You can have wealth, everything you need, and plenty to spare. Your words have the power to cleanse your mind of wrong ideas and to instill right ideas in their place.
See?
The,
So the man with a poverty type mind finds himself in poverty stricken conditions. So it says now whatever, whatever is inside is outside. So we really need to, check on ourselves when we say that there are many expenses or something, like if some bills are there. I was yesterday listening to Rhonda Bryan, who's written that book Secret, and the topic was again money. She also said the same thing, that when the bills used to come up and I didn't have any money to pay, I used to say, wow. And she said, I literally had to feel, good about the bills. So it was literally like seeing the bills and not getting into the negative state, getting into a very positive state even after seeing the bills. She said, I used to think that I am, giving these as checks. I am giving these as donations. The money I am giving away as bills is like donations I am giving away, and it is going to fill, it is going to be given to the people as salaries. Their houses will be filled. So I used to think that way. So that made my own mindset, at very ease, that there is something which I am able to fulfill for somebody. So it was not like I'm giving away. So that state of lack started ending me. That was a very beautiful, and a very powerful statement she said. So this is where he's saying the man with a poverty type of mind finds himself in a poverty stricken conditions. And another man with a mind filled with ideas of wealth is surrounded with everything he needs. Surrounded with everything he needs. So even the bills are coming. She said, even the bills are coming. Even I paid the maximum. I prioritized the one like the electricity one. And then I started telling myself I'm giving away checks as if I'm giving, I'm donating money. So in that state of, I changed my own state of mind from poverty to a good, wealthy state of mind. It's very important. And these are very, minute things to make, that feelings in us to change. Right? Continue.
the ideal method for building a wealth consciousness. Perhaps you are saying as you read this chapter, I need wealth and success. This is what you do. Repeat for about 5 minutes to yourself 3 or 4 times a day. Wealth, success. These words have tremendous power. They represent the inner power of the subconscious mind. Anchor your mind on this substantial power within you. Then conditions and circumstances corresponding to their nature and quality will be manifested in your life. You are not saying I am wealthy. You are dwelling on real powers within you. There is no conflict in the mind when you say wealth. Furthermore, the feelings of wealth will well up within you as you dwell on the idea of wealth. The feeling of wealth produces wealth. Keep this in mind at all times. Your subconscious mind is like a bank, a sort of universal financial institution. It magnifies whatever you deposit or impress upon it, whether it is the idea of wealth or of a poverty. Choose wealth.
See? So you know what
Yes.
the important point is, for when we speak to ourselves and we tell ourselves a story, that is the point we are telling our subconscious. The subconscious has no emotions. It only carries an image of what we are thinking. So if we are thinking about poverty and you're telling ourselves, I'm not able to pay this, I'm not able to pay this, and we are just confirming that from us. And if we say that we are able to do this, I'm able to do this, then you open that subconscious channel to give you more ideas. right? Anybody has to say anything? Anything you practice? Anything you do while, paying your bills or receiving money? There is any emotion you want to share? Chalo, let's continue. We get more.
Yeah. Why your affirmations for wealth fail? I have talked to many people during the past 35 years whose usual complaint is, I have said for weeks and months, I am wealthy, I am prosperous, and nothing has happened. I discovered that when they said I am prosperous, I am wealthy, they felt within that they were lying to themselves. One man told me, I have affirmed that I am prosperous until I am tired. Things are now worse. I knew when I made the statement that it was obviously not true. His statements were rejected by the conscious mind, and the very opposite of what he outwardly affirmed and claimed was made manifest. Your affirmation succeeds best when it is specific and when it does not produce a mental conflict or argument. Hence, the statements made by this man made matters worse because they suggested his lack. Your subconscious accepts that what you really feel to be true, not just idle words or statements. The dominant idea or belief is always accepted by the subconscious mind.
See? So, Divishri, accept the idea that your work is done.
Yes. Yes.
You just have to convince yourself it is done. Many
Yes.
times in the day, irrespective of money aspects also, otherwise also, we do many statements which are very convincing to us because maybe they are past statements, some past experiences. We are so convinced in that this is what he's saying. Your subconscious accepts what you really feel to be true. So if I am saying that something is going to happen, it's like suppose there is an event and I know this event is going to happen because the cards have been placed and invitations have been sent, so it is there. So but before that, before fixing all those, somebody had that in their idea in the mind that this is going to happen, and that that excitement which has built up has been produced as a result, like a wedding or a birthday party, like I was telling my treat last week. So it all happened in a way. We are, the kind of feelings we are creating. So the days are happening, we are manifesting the way we want. So every Sunday we do different activities. That means different mindset is there to experience that one Sunday. It comes after every 7 days. So after every 6 days, the seventh day or is something we want to be very excited about. It's like a holiday. So we keep on manifesting as a different. So this is again thing. It is an idea of the mind what we have impressed upon, and it comes true. It's the same thing he's talking about the wealth. That whatever the idea I have impressed upon in my subconscious, whatever I accept as true, is it becomes my reality. And in the previous chapters, if you remember, he was saying that when we keep on, talking to ourselves, and the navel area has that solar plexus chakra, which is the womb area, which is the productivity area. And the emotional part is there, the emotions are connected to that chakra. So when we start, continuously focusing on one thing, good or bad, whatever, we start manifesting. This is the way we produce. So that is called the second gut of the mind. The first is the mind, and second mind is the solar plexus area, the stomach area. So that is how body is connected to the mind, and it is working. Right? Anybody has to say something? Yes,
Ma'am,
Shweta.
isn't it like, yeah,
Yes.
see, sometimes we will be so much stuck into this um, world,
Mm,
like carrying our beliefs and all.
mm,
Sometimes we feel like, no, see, for example, I'll give you, me and
mm,
my brother is in today, he's in Dubai, like completely set with his career, earning well, everything.
mm,
Whereas me, I am struggling that I think I feel that I didn't all the 10 years, 15 years, I lost my career. Okay, and that is the reason. And I'm nearing to 40, and that's the reason why I'm not able to make. See, behind in my back of the head, in one point of time, I had in my mind that I will become a big celebrity kind of a thing. I'll achieve something, or else like I'll become a famous big something great. I'll become. When I was in college days, I had this thought. But today, nowhere that the voice is screaming out. Everywhere it tells me that no, you can't. It's over. It's done. Okay. I don't know why this dilemma comes in between.
See, if you are,
Though it's my own thoughts of becoming both, of becoming a very wealthy kind of what I deserve. I know what I deserve. It's a kind of I know what I deserve. But getting into the situations, crash of 10, 15 years of time where I completely engaged in rest of the things like family, children, and all those things. I've lost that career and everything. So, like, do you think, is it possible to make wealth in spite of all these hurdles,
Yes,
overcoming one day?
of
Of course,
course.
we are also heard about KFC who made it in 65 years. But
Yes.
my dream is like, I want to do it right away, right now.
Yes, you can. First of all, remove the word you are struck. Okay? Because when we start a negative statement, this is what he's saying. We are very consciously, we are telling our subconscious. Just now we have heard, your subconscious accepts that you really feel to be true. Are you getting my point?
Because like most
See,
of the things that happens along with the age, that we feel
doesn't
energy
matter.
levels are dropped down.
No. Energy, body is nothing. You know, it is like we say, na, age is just a number. It is exactly like this. If we start thinking, we have so many beliefs connected, na, after 40, the 7, after you're deteriorating, nothing is happening. If you start you missed out the previous sessions, na, it is whole about health. And it says our body has the full capacity to repair ourselves. Our body has the full capacity to repair every cell, and after every month, 11 months, the whole body changes. See, it's a matter of 11 months. If you keep on telling yourself good health conscious thoughts that I'm healthy, or you be like he's saying that speak about only on the topic like wealth and success. So it is like a switch words, right? So there is no negative and there is no positive. So it is like a switch word. You are not having any, cross connection with this. You can't. Your senses will not deny if you say word wealth, and if you say I am wealthy. I am wealthy will be denied from your senses, but wealth will not be denied, right? So this is where if you speak, tell yourself health. So that means even then that also is going to sink in your mind. First, you have to accept the idea that you are healthy and you are prosperous. First, we have to accept it. Yes, everything. This is called receiving. You know, we think receiving is somebody from outside. Outside will come on later. First, we have to accept the idea that I can have a good health. I can have a good, wealth. I can have the love of my life. First of all, we have to accept it. Then only we start, sailing in that boat. Because we don't accept the idea, no, this is not possible. Because of this, because of so these, what we are telling about the circumstances, they are only mere excuses. Seriously, I'm telling you. Because I'll tell you one thing. I remember I was following somebody on Facebook, and that he was also a spiritual teacher, and he said somebody, I had invested. So he was doing some business, and he was teaching his students also how to become that wealthy mindset. So he said in that process, somebody took off a lot of my money. He cheated on me. But
Okay.
I understood that if the person has cheated on me, maybe something has come up which is not correct, right? But if I created a wealth and I have lost it, I did not lose myself. I did not lose my senses. Instead of running after that man and, claiming that, I will put my energy to, go ahead and create again. Are you getting my
Okay.
point? He said, I will not run after that man to get that money. Instead, in that moment, I will start creating new, because that wealth portion is in me. It's gone, it's gone. Let it be. When I created that, I can create more. Why should I sit and cry for that? That was a very powerful statement. Are you getting my point? So if we think that 10 years are gone, let it go. Another 10 years should not go in sulking for that, no?
Okay.
Right? So look forward. Look forward that good things are on the way, and leave that attachment of, something happening or something not happening. Because if we put
Okay.
too much of stress on not happening, we have actively told our subconscious this is not going to happen. So things get blocked. That is why you're getting stuck. So first, remove this line that you are stuck. You are not never stuck. You always are open. When I used to learn something and I was not able to understand, I always used to tell myself, I'll get it. अभी नहीं आ रहा ना समझ, but ऐसा नहीं है कि आएगा नहीं. I'll get it. I always, and believe me, after a few days, I was always actually that, idea came into that understand clarity which I needed was there in my mind. That is what is it, opening the
Okay.
subconscious key, that you will get it. You will understand the process. So don't think. Secondly, don't compare your, thought process with your brother. Forget about it. Don't compare. Because what happens, I mean, we'll read about this thing, what happens when we compare and what we see other people, and we, start negative aspects. We'll go ahead. Then you'll understand more. Yes, Devashri, let's read.
Right, right. Yeah.
How can I continue, ma'am?
Yes, please.
How to avoid mental conflict. The following is the ideal way to overcome this conflict for those who have this difficulty. Make this practical statement frequently, particularly prior to sleep. By day and by night, I am being prospered in all of my interests. This affirmation will not arouse any argument because it does not contradict your subconscious mind's impression of financial lack.
Please
I
mark these,
suggested to one business.
1 minute, mark these either with a marker or with something, underline these statements. See, it is very powerful that it will not create a contradictory statement. Like if I say I am wealthy and I am having, no, how is it this possible? So I am only contradicting, mentally my own agenda is going to contradict, okay, this is not possible. So here we are learning neutral statements, which are not going to, push us back, that something is not possible, something is not able to do it. Yes.
Yes. I suggested to one businessman whose sales and finances were very low and who was greatly worried that he sit down in his office, become quiet, and repeat this statement over and over again. My sales are improving every day. This statement engaged the cooperation of the conscious and subconscious mind. Results followed. Don't sign blank checks. You sign blank checks when you make such statements as there is not enough to go around. There is a shortage. I will lose the house because of mortgage, etc. If you are full of fear about the future, you are also writing a blank check and attracting negative conditions to you. Your subconscious mind takes your fear and negative statement as you request and proceeds in its own way to bring obstacles, delays, lack, and limitation into your life.
Getting my point,
Your
Shweta?
sub- Yes.
Are you getting? This is the point. When we start telling ourselves a negative story, we always think this is
Yes.
not going to happen. We have auto suggested. These are auto suggestions, Your mind has been hardwired in the old pattern. So now when something has to change, it will start, that new wiring has to be done. And it has to be done very mindfully. What am I telling myself? Become more mindful. What story am I telling myself? Your gut will might be, deny. But then if you keep on repeating, no, I have to overcome my own mental condition. I have to overcome my own mental condition. You will be able to do it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, continue, Dipesh.
Your subconscious gives you compound interest. To him that hath the feeling of wealth, more wealth shall be added. To him that hath the feeling of lack, more lack shall be added. Your subconscious multiplies and magnifies whatever you deposit in it. Every morning as you awaken, deposit thoughts of prosperity, success, wealth, and peace. Dwell upon these concepts. Busy your mind with them as often as possible. These constructive thoughts will find their way as deposits in your subconscious mind and bring forth abundance and prosperity.
Hmm. Your subconscious multiplies and magnifies whatever you deposit in it. See, your
Yes.
subconscious multiplies and magnifies. So every morning we have to start with, good thoughts that I am going to
Yes.
be where I am prosperous, or we can say health, wealth, success, right? Instead of
Yes.
creating any negative statement, we can say health, wealth, success, or my sales are improving every day. Even if you are, whatever constitution you are running, whatever you're, obviously you need people. So you can always say, my sales are running good. They are increasing day by day. By day and night, I am being prospered in all my interests. Such beautiful lines. See, these constructive thoughts will find their way as deposits in your subconscious mind and bring forth abundance and prosperity. We'll join the next session in few minutes, and before that, I want to give you an
Yes,
example.
ma'am.
I'll give you an example. I remember this statement like I think 4 5 years back, my father-in-law wasn't well that time, and he had undergone a surgery. And previously, I had left my school job for some time because of his illness. So in December, the school people called me again and said, "Would you like to join us for the next session?" I was quite surprised. I wanted to join because I was seeing his recovery. So I wanted that now when he's fine, I should, go back and join another school or something. I should apply. And maybe this was so intense that the school people called me back again. And at that time, I was not sure whether I will, though I had those thoughts that I want to join, but I didn't know whether like by new session they will wait for me or not. So I tell no, even if you want me, there are 3 4 months in between. So if you can, people can wait, I'll join. I told them very convincingly, and she said, Parul, we'll wait. You can join us. And I was, that idea of having that job in my mind was so fixed at that time when she said, yes, we will wait for you. I was so excited as if, I won a lottery. That there people are going to wait for me for another three because it's December and the next session starts in March and April, in fact. Then they are going to wait for me. I was like, oh wow, so I remember not even once I thought that they have kept somebody or they did not call me or they did not confirm me. I was so convinced in my mind that in March end, she again called me, Parul, are you joining? I was like, oh, wow, this is fantastic. So, at that moment, a point of time came, my husband said, I've lost my job and now you have to take care of yourself. And I was like, see, if he doesn't have, I am still covered you know so he said I have my expenses for a few months, but for now I can't send you amount, so you have to take care of yourself. And however, so at that moment, I was like literally I should whether I should smile or whether I should cry because he's lost his job, but I have got it. See, but then thankfully like he had some expenses for himself, so it didn't matter because he doesn't stay here at that moment. So I was like fixed. Then I told him, I have that opportunity of joining a job and don't worry about us. I've got it already. So he was also very excited about it, that sense of security comes, that sense of relaxation comes that, okay, my family is secured behind. And even I was like you at ease, you can, you start don't worry about us and you start looking for a new job for yourself because your sustenance is important there. So that way, how it happened, I never knew that he's going to suddenly lose a job. But as I accepted and my mind accepted it so well, it just stayed there. So everything happens, it is like a seed we have planted, and that seed has to be nurtured, that this will happen, this will happen. It is fine. And then it was like a let go. Ab to mil hi jayegi na. It was like ye to hai. Knowingness of having something is very important. This is there. This is there. So when we start telling our mind, na, this is going to happen, this is there. Not even going to happen. It is there. It is waiting for me there to join back. So that excitement, that feeling, I still remember. And at times, when I lose heart or something, I'm not able to find or not able to, I go back to this experience every time, that how I manifested this. So when I manifested this, I can manifest anything else again. So every time you also feel something you have done unconsciously very good, and it happened, go back to the memory and check how you did that. Your all feelings, emotions, everything will start rising, and you'll understand how you have to proceed further. And that is what the subconscious is covering, right? So we have only 1 minute, and we'll meet in the next session. Good. No
Yes, ma'am.
noises. Okay. See you in the next session.
Yes, ma'am.